author. And
Right?
there she is.
Hey!
Yay! Hi, guys.
What's happening?
Hi, Zibby.
Hi,
How are you? So I find it, I just started working on my little cards. This is what I do in the beginning.
Ooh.
Don't take this idea.
I'm going to freeze frame and just, you know, write it all down. And
Yeah, that's a best-selling novel right there. So I do my notes, and I've just started doing that. So I'm getting into it back. And I've always been so disciplined, so this is kind of odd for me. But it's an odd time.
So in your notes, what are the notes about? Are they like plot scenes? Are they scenes? Are they characters? Or what is it?
It's everything. It's like, I think like a screenwriter, you know, so I picture it, but I think in terms of the log line. What's the shortest what's the shortest way I can explain this novel? If you can explain it in one sentence, that's a good start. So I try to get it down, pare it down to that. And then I start doing, scenes, like big thematic scenes and that sort of thing. Just anything I can, like just brainstorming is the first part of this. And seeing if there's actually a book there, you know. Because what else am I going to do? I mean, I'm a good waitress.
So how long does that stage usually take you, the whole plotting on the note cards, until you actually sit down to write?
That probably takes a few weeks, depending on what it is. And then after that, I sort of, you know, gingerly move into outlining the whole book, but not outlining in terms of the structure, but not total detailed outline, because you need some freedom within that to move, you know. And then a year and a half, 2 years later,
there's a book?
I mean, who thought this was a good idea? I keep thinking I should have been a painter.
So go for it.
You kind of, from what I remember, you came in right like at the tail end, or right before the beginning of the coronavirus with your book tour, right?
Yes. I'm not saying I brought it in.
It's your fault.
But no, it was really weird. My publicist, I left, he got coronavirus.
Oh no.
Yes, Joseph Papa he said it on his Twitter, so I can tell. But he was, he was feverish and all that after I left. And then he and his husband both came down with it in New York. Come here.
No?
He's closing the door because I have a son downstairs in the,
Hi. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good.
Love it.
Good time with her. She's fantastic.
Okay.
Right?
I marry her.
Oh, you guys are so
Bye.
cute. Bye.
Ciao.
Can you, I mean, how do I
Amazing.
not marry that, right?
Incredible.
I had to. Like with the accent and everything. Look at him. Oh, look at him. There he goes. There he You know, the next book I think is going to be like an American in Paris sort of thing.
Good move.
Right? I think I have to write about that.
So I was just wondering, what are some of the books that you are reading right now?
I was gonna.
Were you gonna ask
I
that?
was.
You
That
know,
was a great
it's like
question. You
we
read
are
my
just
mind.
right there.
Yeah, let's just get official here. The Jet Setters by Anne Ira Ward.
I saw
Have you read that
posted
one?
No, I
Sounds about
haven't.
right.
Oh, it's so fun. I lent it to my friend down the street. So, with gloves and all that. But it's got this yellow book jacket. It's really fun. It's about a dysfunctional family who the matriarch wins a cruise. Now, it's a little weird timing with the cruise thing, but I just really enjoyed that book. That's like a book that I read before I go to sleep because it's not going to give me nightmares, right?
There's a very similar book by Alyssa Friedland called The Floating Feldmans, which is very similar, but it's sort of like, but it's a Jewish family on the boat. So you might want to compare and contrast. But hers came out a couple of years, maybe a year or two ago, also about a dysfunctional family on a cruise. So
are we going to have the cruise genre? That's going to be a thing now.
I guess, yeah, cruise lit,
Okay.
sea lit, I don't know.
So I have sea lit would be
Shiplet.
Shiplets.
Yeah, shiplet. That's good.
Yeah, shiplet.
And then have you read Barry Sonnenfeld's Call Your Mother?
No. Funny? Good?
I feel like you would love that.
Funny. It's horrifying.
Okay, I'm gonna write it
You
down.
cannot put it down. It's the best.
Okay.
You know, he's so smart and so funny and so talented.
I read a review of it and then I forgot about it. So thank you for reminding
Oh
me.
yeah. Barry Sonnenfeld, and of course I'm reading. A friend just lent me American Dirt.
Oh, so good. So good.
Oh my God.
Well, first of all, so good, and secondly, that's a book I have to read in the afternoon. I can't read it at night before I go to sleep. I have terrible nightmares. I mean, you know, in the beginning, I mean, it's not a secret that families die. You know, it's the most horrifying thing that happens. And I thought he's just a really good writer. You know, despite the controversy and all that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, Zibby wrote some really great pieces about American Dirt.
Thank you.
Which are floating around out there, which everyone should read because they're really just as well written, I feel, and
I think really smart.
defend her.
Did that you defended the whole idea of writing
and storytelling.
What is that? What does that mean? You know, but I think that you know, I can't speak to. I actually thought one of the essays that were anti the book was. I was all set to go screw off or whatever, but I thought it was really well written. So I had, but I just think she did a really good job. Like, what can I say? You know,
She did.
I mean, who would I guess I would only write about half Bulgarian, Portuguese, Irish, mutt people. I don't know. I had to stay in my lane. With boys. But I also got Adriana Trigiani's Cooking with My Sisters.
Oh, no way.
Yes. And
she came to our event. I didn't know she had that out. This is great.
You must have her on. She is the best. And she is an amazing cook. And I actually made her Easter bread, the Greek. Oh, well, I made Greek version of the Easter bread. That
very nice.
Has her cookbook. So that's, you know, and so I'm reading, and then I have this one, Save the Cat. This is on novel writing.
Huh.
Someone who hasn't written a novel. Recommended this, and I think it's good. I like it. Do you see my manicure? Look, it's almost down to that. I have one chip left. I'm hanging on.
Hey, so before we let you go, what is any advice that you have to writers right now during the quarantine?
I would say, honestly, schedule an hour every day where you just sit down, quiet time, because we have that time now. Get off of Twitter. And this is for me as well. Stop arguing with people on Twitter and schedule an hour a day where you just sit and you write, try to get out 500 words a day. And maybe you don't even have a goal, but that's okay, because it will, the more you do it, the more you get into the habit of sitting down and writing words, the more it will coalesce into something that can eventually become a short story or a book. And you want to excavate your subconscious, you know, you want to really dig in there, and you can surprise yourself. So I would say just put aside some quiet time. If you can't, hide in the corner, in the bathroom, wherever you can get away from everybody. Zibby.
She's writing this down.
I'm writing excavate your subconscious. I love that. That was a really good quote.
Because you don't know.
No, you're right. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. You don't know until you sit down. Like, this is part of my thing. Just get it, start. And sometimes it helps to physically write it. Quentin Tarantino physically writes his screenplays on yellow pads. Like,
and we have a lot of other things in common, so that would.
Well, we have so
you
much
and Quentin.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, me and Quentin, like, we're like that.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, that was fantastic advice.
It was. Thank you.
Good.
Thanks, Gigi.
Good. Thank you so much. Thank you so much
for coming on.
me.
We hope to see you soon.
Love seeing you guys.
You
Take
too.
care. Be well.
Okay.
You
Bye
too.
bye.
Bye.